What do I do about constipation?
I'm Jackie, here to answer questions about my journey from fatly concept to trim, strong, and healthy.
The first thing is you think because you're eating a ridiculously big salad or an equivalent amount of cooked vegetables that you're getting tons of fiber. And therefore, this should not be happening. You should be going often. That's not quite how it works. The thing is, we don't realize all of those little bites we used to have all through the day, how much those added up. There's much less bulk actually involved, especially if you're eating raw vegetables, because while you think that all of this lettuce must be full of fiber, it's mostly water. And it's very filling because of that, and it takes your time for your body to digest it. But the first thing is, are you actually constipated, or are you just going much less than you're accustomed to? If you change your diet, you can expect a change, and it might just be that, you go every other day instead of every day. If you're actually uncomfortable, my first go-to would be to say you need electrolytes. And I know everyone's tired of hearing me talk about electrolytes, but if you have enough sodium, potassium, and magnesium, you're going to go. And if you are still constipated in spite of it, especially like I use topical magnesium, my next go-to solution would be for you to try using a pill form of magnesium, or milk of magnesia. That's what it is. It does not get absorbed, and it runs right through you, and it pushes everything out on its way. In addition to the electrolytes, is getting sufficient water. Not that there's a certain amount of water you need to drink. That's not true. You need to drink as much as you're thirsty. But if you do take fiber supplements and you don't up your water, what happens is that fiber gets stuck. That's even worse than if you hadn't taken any fiber at all. In more extreme circumstances, if you are actually in pain, I would suggest a glycerin suppository, which I've had to use once or twice in my life. Not actually on this diet, but previously. Also, when I was on narcotics for a long time, they tend to be extremely constipating, and I used a product that included both a stool softener and senna. Senna is an herb that has a laxative effect, and the stool softener, if you're on narcotics, you absolutely need to be taking something. That's all I can tell you about that, or you're going to have some very painful long visits in the bathroom. My final solution would be an enema, mostly because, well, quite frankly, when I began Eat Like a Bear, there's no way I'd be able to reach to have given myself one. Did manage the glycerin suppository when I was close to 300 pounds, but yeah, that enema would be much more complicated. If you're just not going as often as you think you should be going, that's probably just because you're eating significantly less. And frankly, the bulk of what we're eating is water. But if you're really uncomfortable and you cannot get none of these ideas work for you, milk of magnesia doesn't work, and senna and a stool softener doesn't work, and a glycerin suppository doesn't work, and you are in pain, seriously, that's time for, well, if it were me, I would go to an emergency room. I know that seems extraordinarily embarrassing, but it is actually something. Blockages can actually kill you, so don't stay blocked. Which again doesn't mean not going regularly or it being a bit difficult. Those things you can handle yourself. And now I'm going to quit talking about poop.